Peace family. This is Fleur Broom coming to you today to discuss a new topic of discussion. Wait, I think okay. Let me turn off music. I was just listening to some music. Okay. Sorry about that. Let me pause my music real quick. Okay, that's Raja. Mute. I love that song, Put on Mute, by Raja. If you don't know who Raja is, I'm feeling a sea star. She's got that wonderful East Indian feel with a hip hop undertone. She's sick with it. Anyway, peace family. How are you? Oh, we're gonna have to take a deep breath. The ninth gate is sealed and closed, and we've all witnessed many people exiting the ninth gate. It was a very interesting year, to say the least. 2016, which is equal to 9, which is the ninth gate, the last cycle is finally ended. 2017, which is the new cycle, Anu, has begun. And I lost one of my, my father at the end of the, before the ninth gate closed in 2016. It was a soul group, massive amount of people leaving that were from a particular soul group that had to exit through that gate. So that was a little disconcerting for me. I'm a daddy's girl, if you don't know already. That's just, so he transmuted. He's already made contact with me, and I'm appreciative that I am in this metaphysical world and have the ability to be able to speak to those, not many on the other side, but during this process before the gate closed, the passing of my own father transmuted me and my energies. So it changed me. Interesting enough. But anyway, the ninth gate is closed, y'all. I must say congratulations to the class 999. We've graduated. We've gone to the new level. We've made it to the new cycle. So if you are here listening to this transmission, you too have made it through to the new cycle. This is the beginning of the first cycle, Anu. If you don't know what Anu is, look it up. I won't go too deeply into that. This is the cycle we have left. Finally, the cycle of 666, which is based in the root chakra, fight, flight, and fornication, a narcissistic, sociopathic age, lots of disgusting, disdainful, ratchet behavior in that last cycle of 666. We have made it to a new cycle of unity, consciousness, divine feminine energies sweeping the planet, bringing in the new age, and the cycle of 999. Oh goodness, we lost in the those who exited the ninth gate were many of the master teachers. So we lost Sebi, Cress Welsing, quite a few, Princess Leia. I mean, we've lost quite a few, what you consider quote-unquote celebrities, quite a few, just many people have lost many family members. Again, these are soul groups that are leaving together. They had to jump that's why you saw them wait until some of them waited until the last minute to jump through that Stargate before it closed, the ninth gate, right before the year ended. So you saw a lot of people passing, trying to make it through that gate because that was necessary for them to make it through. Many of those who passed through that night gate, especially at the beginning of the year and this end of the year, particularly in 2017, were souls that are ascending. To my knowledge, those are souls that are going on to the new cycle in a higher vibration in the 5D and above. So they're not gone, they've transmuted. And I know that my father was one of those. Very beautiful soul. He is the reason why I managed to stay somewhat, lighthearted and happy, and kind-hearted and loving and he has everything to do with that. So he made it through that ninth gate, and I gave him farewell. It's interesting because after I, went through the process of, when people pass away, you go to funerals, what have you. I had to take a flight back home, and I knew that I left into the matrix when I had to leave, because I had, you guys got the last video. I was on as kind of a staycation in Key West, and then I came home for the holidays back home. But I heard about my father's transitioning, and I had to fly into New York, so I flew out. But the interesting thing is, when I came back, my gate was the ninth gate, and where I had to pick up my baggage was 9. So I actually, to my knowledge, I flew out of that gate and came back to come back through to where I am today. And I felt the transmutation prior to me going. Transmutation is like I felt my energies skyrocketing. I actually was having, what was interesting is I don't get apparitions. It's rare. That's not one of my abilities. And I actually had started to get apparitions, especially with the scarab beetle. When I was leaving to go to the airport to go to New York, a scarab beetle appeared on my leg. It's weird because I don't get, at least I don't think that was one of my abilities. It was nothing that showed up previously. A scarab beetle showed up on my leg. It was an apparition. It looked real. Like how I am with bugs and things like that. I don't harm anything, but it freaks me out. It was on my leg in the car, and I kind of screamed like, ah! And it was nowhere in sight. I saw it clear as day, and then that scarab beetle was showing up again in the ether as I traveled up to meet up with my father after his transition. And that's why I say I'm grateful that I am in this world, that I have had contact immediately with my dad. And the scarab beetle was showing up all over my body in the ether space. So there's something going on with that. I'm getting apparitions of that sort. And also my transmutation has created, has heightened my kinetic abilities, meaning that I'll walk in front of doors and they'll open. Things will move. I'm using telekinesis, which is interesting. I used it before for communication because, you guys who call on the show, we use our telepathy to communicate with one another, and we practiced that for a while in the last couple shows. So big up to my people, my family who are always on Aquarius Rising Ninth Gate. The show's name will change a little bit because we are no longer in that ninth gate. We have superseded that, and we are now in Anu. So the name of the show will stay for this show tonight. It will still be Aquarius Rising Ninth Gate, but it will the name will change based on the fact that we're in a new Anu cycle, and it's the first cycle of unity, consciousness, and divine feminine energies. So I'm excited about that. It was a tough ending to the old cycle and the gate closing, but it is bittersweet in itself. But I'm excited and grateful that we've made it to this stage. And again, if you're on this transmission and it's something that you're seeing, it means that you also have graduated the class 999. So congratulations to you. You have made it to the new cycle. I'm excited. This will be a beautiful time. Again, remember, things will start to change until 2020. 2020. That's, when they say 2020, you see things in 2020. 2020 is kind of when we'll get the full, oh, let me take a sip. Yes, I've gone back to some of my habits. Actually, this is decaf. See? Decaf. But you know how I listen. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, I have to have a vice. And there's so many other vices I could have, but I enjoy my, my mermaid, my Sirius goddess drinks with her picture of the Sirius bee entity, the mermaid. Anyway, so okay, I go on tangents. What was I talking about? Oh, so yes, I started to have apparitions. My telekinesis is shot off the roof. I'm opening doors. Doors are opening up. I'm getting my father is also communicating fully, like if something's going on, you know, when you settle, when someone passes, you have to go through a rigmarole of things, just make sure everything's settled. And you know, he is communicating, sending symbols, things, but the scarab, you know, because I'm not a big Egyptian, you know, there's a lot of people into Egypt studies and things like that, and I acknowledge that time period. I remember being incarnated from Sumeria and also Lemuria. I have a connection more to that, but apparently there's something, I've been gifted with information from the ether from my father, and it is coming in full blown. And again, the scarab beetle is one of the apparitions that shows up, along with a host of, with my transmutation of my energies, I'm able to move, wave, and communicate freely on the other side. Also travel up to other planes without effort. It's interesting, and I think maybe the grieving process, because many of you know me, some of you know me from my other Facebook page. I don't let everybody on my family Facebook page. You know me from Anunnaki Return. That is my Fleur Brune Anunnaki Return Facebook page. But some of you know me from Del Goddess on my Facebook and know my family dynamics. I don't let everyone on that page, obviously, because I have a family, and that's not somewhere I want just anyone to, you know, just view. And that's a very personal page, you know, family, friends, people from back in the days, you know, all that good stuff. So many of you know I love my father more than anything, first love, everything. And as you know, it's interesting, I knew this time was coming, and as soon as it did, there was zero wait time. I had instantaneous communication with him, and I'm so grateful for that. And I think it's the love, but that love and that grieving process of losing his physicality, I know he's transitioned, allowed me to transmute. It's weird. Energetically, I transmuted, energetically wise. So my abilities have skyrocketed to another level. And again, apparitions are not something that I get, not in a way like seeing actual symbols and stuff showing up in physical form. And because we're now in a new cycle, I'm going to warn you, family, that if it's happening to me, it means it's going to happen to you. I mean, this was something that probably the process of going through losing someone probably up the scale a little bit of my transmutation, but it's going to happen to you because we're in the new cycle, and this is when we start to go back into our original forms, back of who we were in that first cycle. Many of us used to have all our abilities accessible at all times. So that's what I'm saying. Be mindful now when things start to show. What's that? So weird. I hear like helicopters. Oh, snap. Oh, the dogs are barking. Anyway, so family, tonight on Aquarius Rising Ninth Gate, it'll be the last night of this particular show name, Aquarius Rising Ninth Gate. We will get into conversations about the mass exiting of souls of a particular soul group, exiting stage left and going out the ninth gate. Many of those who passed away, particularly this year, to my knowledge, those are the ones who ascended into the higher planes. That's why it's a particular soul group. That's why you saw a lot of the master teachers, those who did a lot of, were very helpful and resourceful to us, leave. 2016 equals a 9. It was a cycle. That it was the last 9 is the last cycle of anything. It's a finale. Then you go into 1. So we finished that 9. Again, we've left 666, the lower root chakra, fight, flight, and fornication, and we've entered into the new cycle of unity consciousness, which is going to be relaxing. And what you'll notice is that those who are very divisive and so on probably left your life already or are leaving, and let them go with love and peace. And just know that we're going into a higher level. We're actually there, but we're going to have to heal at this point. We're going to go through a transmutation, kind of like I did, which was invoked fairly quickly without me really trying. So family, we're going to get into it tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. You know how it goes. It's a caller show. Call in. I'm going to put the link there for Aquarius Rising Ninth Gate. I miss you. I know we haven't talked for a bit. I was on holiday and then I came back and I had to leave. to attend to my family. But I'm back. The show's back. Let's get it in. Let's have a conversation. And we're going to get into deep conversations about, I'll have some people on who've lost, and I don't say lost, whose family members have transitioned, friends, family have transitioned through in this time. And what you'll notice again, this particular year, the higher being soul group, the soul groups that were helpful, loving, more, those soul groups who were associated with things that allowed us to grow and teach us. Those are the ones who left that Stargate through the ninth gate. And again, when I flew back from New York and it was choppy on the flight, I felt different. And then I flew into gate 9, picked up my bags from baggage claim 9. I was like, okay, so apparently I came back through the gate. So I was excited about that, but the transmutation is interesting. And again, I'm getting all these apparitions, which is, again, to my knowledge, it wasn't one of my abilities. I didn't even know that was a latent ability. There's people who have get apparitions and stuff, but that could be from a passing of one of my ancestors, my father ushering. It could be from him as well, gifting that to me. So I'm sorry. Let me take another drink. I'm so silly. Listen, I cried it out. I was sad for a bit. I still am, but you're my family. And, this isn't a discussion. And I kind of come to you for real, keeping a 1,000 about things that happened to me. I don't ever want you to feel like I only discuss and scrutinize things that happen to others. Me being a contactee and experiencer, I've had a lot of interesting occurrences, but I think, many of you share such personal stories with me. It would only be fair and balanced for me to share with you. And that's unity consciousness. We're becoming one. So peace and love, family. We're going to talk tonight. I'm going to try to get some rest today. And we'll talk about that. We got to keep grounding ourselves. And there's another show that I'll do afterwards that I was actually planning to do the week that I didn't do my show, which was last week, because I only took 1 week off, but it ended up being 2. So we got to get into some other things, but this new cycle's here, and I'm so grateful that we've made it. Class of 999, we've graduated. Yay, we've made it. So I want you guys to kind of allow the new energies to come and heal yourself, whatever is necessary. Start to listen to your higher mind, because that's what's going to be running you right now, and allow those divine feminine energies to sweep over you and nurture you and to heal aspects of